Greetings everyone, this is me again, Zara Berserk. So starting off where I left off in my previous live stream, because this is very important, and I came to it by the end of my 1 hour long live stream, just looking for my mic. Where can I put this? The mic. Oh, okay. Just trying to attach my mic here, working in the dark. This is very important, you see, when it comes to the existence of God, and this is in Shia Islam. So I don't mean to bring the Shias in any way, into trouble with the Sunni Muslims, but not at all. Okay, that's not my aim. My aim is to see, to show you the truth and expose wherever I see hypocrisy, even if it is in me, and to expose that, right? Because we've been cheated and all, and listening to Paramahamsa Vishwananda's live stream today from South Africa, Darshan in South Africa, that we can only change the world when we are true to ourselves and others, maybe like that. The live stream was a bit frozen at times. It would the video, live stream would get frozen. So all I could hear was that he said at one time that if we want to change the world, and why we cannot change the world, something to this effect. If I'm wrong, please, I apologize. But what I gathered from that is that then it got frozen and then it started again. So he was saying, people, there are many liars, a lot of lies going on in this world. So I gathered that what he's trying to say is that if we had truthful people, honest people, who don't lie to themselves and don't lie to others, then we can change the world. Otherwise, we cannot. So in some cases, hypocrisy and doing things that we don't even want to, perhaps. We lie to ourselves that, music, okay, like I used to, say that, so what, listening to music, let's listen to it, but in Islam, it's in our Shia Islam, it's forbidden, it's haram. So what are you up to? Zalmi, sorry, you're not allowed here. I keep removing you and you keep coming back. You have nothing to give, nothing substantial to give. Unfortunately, you are a hopeless case. You're one of the people who ruined Pakistan, your country. Okay, so here we have, you see, when they speak about God's existence, again, this is not working. You see, existence of God about the Shias. Sometimes things are in front of you and it's what's in your mind, Imam Ali Raza. So sorry about this, I correct myself. So existence of God in the Jafar Sadiq. You see how contradictions have come forth. God's divine self through perception. An agnostic denies the possibility of God's divine self. By the end, I read in my previous live stream, polytheists believe in more than one God. This is D. D here. Polytheists believe in more than one God. They deify a number of creations instead of their creator, i.e., God. Some men like is the ever existing, first primal and incomprehensible existence. God created everything by his intention, even he can create them again with exactly the same fingerprints and DNA after a person has died and converted to dust. Existence of God. A Hindu physician came to Imam Jafar Sadiq. Okay? So what the thing is that here Radha, Lakshmi ji, other gods, Buddha, Rama, Krishna are just normal men and women, right? Some men like Buddha considered as gods. Then in our Shia Islam, but this is from the Sufis, I have it saved here. Um, we do accept some of the Sufi concepts about Fatima. technology of the heart. So I hope you can hear me. I'm having some trouble again. Some Shias would not like me to bring this out. Everything that comes into life has two sides. So you know what the feminine creatrix, meaning the creator, the feminine creator would be the creatrix. The soul is feminine before God, waiting in a state of surrender for the beloved to come. So you can read all this. They talk about Mirabai, so some Sufis, believe in this. I don't know how they got this from, how they got it, and where they got it from. The lover waits for her beloved. So you can read all this. You see, there seems to be some hypocrisy here. Because on one side, those Shias that believe that Fatima is the divine feminine and the creatrix, and yet put Radharani and Lakshmi Devi in, the feminine power, divinity, like put aside when it comes to God the creator. Why? So how these Sufis reached this Gnostic truth is something to find out. I've been trying in my madness also when I was attacked, and recently also I was attacked in my sleep. Very bad energy, unbearable pain I was having. I was trying to get up again. A reminder in Karachi. So this being in Karachi. So I hope the sheikhs don't say, you came here. And but it wasn't due to the Quran ayats that saved me. It was due to the mantras also that I was saved. And sometimes I would be attacked here also very badly. If I stop the mantra and go back to my religion and, like that. Of unbearable pain. Thank God I went to sleep again and it didn't come again. So they would say, imagine if my UAE sheikhs and all, they use their religion and this opportunity here they've given us to say that, no, you come to our religion, become Sunnis, become Sunni Muslims or something like this. Use that and impose it. How would it be? So the Fatima was Khadija, feminine creator. The wife of Adam was feminine, but the first soul from which Adam was born was also feminine. I don't know how Toshihiko Itsutsu came to this dawning, this thing. The lover awaits, beloved. Love is a fire, the Sufi's mystical journey home. So there are some hadiths about Fatima. Prophet Muhammad, upon him be and his blood lineage continued, not by any son, but only with his daughter who was Fatima. According to people of the house, Al-Bayt, the true line of the Imams, who act as preservers and transmitters of the teachings of Prophet Muhammad and comes from Fatima. Where did it say the divine feminine? So there are hadiths on Fatima. I am the tree, Fatima is the trunk. Fatima tul Zahra Here it says the divine feminine. So some of our irfaniyat, which we are Sufi, it's like mystical truths and higher spiritual truths. How they reach this, that, even we say that Fatima was the light, Noor-e-Ilahi, the Noor given to Muhammad, Fatima, they were made of Noor, one Noor, not given to them, but given to them, they came on earth and it was in them. So some Shias reject the Sufism, the rest they say they're deviated about, but this they would rejoice in. But then look at the hypocrisy or the double standards here of them too, right? Fatima al-Batul, pure virgin, al-Mubarak, okay, these are the blessed one, but still, how can she be the creatrix? From Fatir meaning the create. You know what Surah Fatir is about? On the face of, what does it mean? Surah Fatir, let me show you. Surah Fatir. Who creates. All praise is due to Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, who made the angels messengers having wings, 2 or 3 or 4. He increases in creation what He wills. Indeed, Allah is over all things competent. Father, originator. Father, you see here? 35th chapter of the Quran, Ayat 1. So, some Shias may say, I'm being like, some Shias may say that I'm being rude. I've been rude against Hussein and say, Bibi Zainab reading out that I'm a searcher, truth searcher, a seeker. Khalq, so the originator. And Khalq is different, the creation, and the Khaliq is the creator, right? But Fatir is the originator of things. So some Sufis believe that Fatima Zahra, but how they come to this belief? With what evidence? I'm baffled. But not only that, but that we're the creator. But Fatir is a masculine divine epithet. It already features in the Quran where it signifies creator, or more precisely, he who lets appear, meaning manifest. What she will let appear, however, is the human form in which at certain temporal intervals the divine manifests its representatives, imams, in order to test humankind, to demand from it time and again the highest oath of allegiance. Oh God. Okay. Something fell here. Oh God. Thank God it hasn't burnt anything. You see? So when you go, maybe like the Sufis, when you go into very high realms of mysticism, gnosis, as they say, Fatir, creatrix. You see this? The mysterious name of Fatima was probably chosen, they're not even sure, because the numerical value of the letters. Yet, when someone gives you with surety, when they have surety, and the Hindus have surety what the Radharani stands for, what Lakshmi is, what Radharani is. You reject that because you have a certain. You see, on one hand, there are Muslims who say, no, 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 you're worshipping. No one can, God alone. Even in now this part, when you talk about the existence of God, a true Gnostic believes that spiritual knowledge is above faith and that salvation is attained only by those whose intuition enables them to transcend matter. About the existence of God, you say all these women, Lakshmi, men, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Radha, women. They're just women. They're not gods. Creator is unique creator of everything, but God himself is not created by anyone. Then how come Fatima Zahra sneaks into the Sufism as the creatrix? But you deny. In a way, I don't know, like some like us Shias, we're like, Fatima is the creatrix. When I found this website when I was in Karachi, oh, but I don't know how it came, like how they found it. Maybe when you go to higher spiritual truths, you see that there's a feminine energy also, a creatrix. So I tried to reach the Sufi Gnosticism by my, praying to God, oh God, I hope I also reach this level of spiritualism. But I couldn't reach it. So who has named Fatima? Let's see. In a Sunni text also of Abul Fadl Ahmadi, 942 of Hijrah, it is written that Ali must be regarded as the true tuba tree of paradise, for he serves as the veil through which the light of Fatima manifests itself. Now this, you see, through the inner Sunni text, I wonder how many Sunnis accept this and know about this, even. So many problems. Regarded as the tuba tree, you remember Surah Najm, the Sidrat al-Muntaha tree, shrouded with the mystery, with what it was shrouded. So what was I saying? That maybe it is the idol, maybe that those idols they have down, like Allah, the feminine of Allah. Is it a goddess? Is Allah a goddess? Was Allah a goddess, right? Not God, but goddess. And in Surah Najm we are told the Sidrat al-Muntaha was shrouded with the mysteries it was shrouded in. So, it is written that Ali must be regarded as the true tuba tree of paradise, for he serves as the veil through which the light of Fatima manifests itself. Probably they're getting to the pagan truth. The proof that this Shiite Gnostic cultus of Fatima is not based on her human fertility, but rather on her beneficent grace, is demonstrated by the secret name that she carries after the initiation. You see, this is what my cousin who came from Oman, I met him, told me. Do you know the secret of Fatima? There's a secret of Fatima. These Sufis have given us the secret of Fatima. A Sunni text has given us the secret of Fatima. The proof that the Shiite Gnostic cultus of Fatima is not based on her human fertility, but rather on a beneficent grace, is demonstrated by the secret name that she carries after the initiation. Instead of her female name Fatima, she is known only by the name Father. But Father is a masculine divine epithet. It already features in the Quran where it signifies creator, or more precisely, he who lets appear, or originator. Okay, but more precisely, he who lets appear, make manifest. What she will let appear, however, is the human form in which at certain temporal intervals the divine manifests its representatives, imams, in order to test humankind. So the divine manifests its representatives. Father, creatrix, the mysterious name of Fatima, was probably chosen. See, probably chosen because the numerical, I've already read this sometimes. If there's something important, form of reappearance, the reincarnation of one identical, unchanging archetype from one cycle to the next. Thus, Fatima is also seen among esoteric circle, a reoccurrence of Maryam principle. Now, if you don't, they've already said it. Fatima is divine feminine. Shiite traditions, Fatima is also depicted as someone who is holding a sword in her hand and is also named Al-Zahra, the brilliant effulgent. Now, someone who's holding a sword we didn't know in her hand. We thought women cannot fight. But anyways, we know that the name Al-Zahra means the brilliant effulgent, not only flower, as they used to tell me, that my name is flower. Because in Surah Taha, Zahra, I found Zahra in, it means the brightness of the world. Brightness, brilliant, effulgent. So, has an essential eschatological, sorry, I can't, don't know, it's eschatological role to play. She will restore justice through inconcilable vengeance. She will appear at the final judgment with flowing hair to demand justice for the murder of her children. She will appear against those responsible for the premature delivery of Allah's son Mahsan, whose blood-drenched body she carries in her arms. She will appear against those who poisoned her eldest son Hassan and slew her second son Hussein in Karbala. In this image, then, she is essentially the embodiment of divine retribution. Like you could put Durgama, I don't know, equivalent to her in Hinduism, but not on the last day. Durgama is very fierce, Kali Ma and all this. But what they do is they take away the desires that Mahasura Mardini fought against. In this image, then, she is essentially the embodiment of divine retribution, just as she was the embodiment of selectivity at the beginning of time, for those who love her and her successors, who are already thereby assured of paradise, via Gnostic Fatima. So years before, on the night of my Sufi initiation, I had dreamed of Fatima, who initiated me in the mundus imaginalis, or the imaginal world. I dreamed I had entered the sacred precincts of the Kaaba in Makkah, on a night of the full moon, and there was no one there but me. The doors of the Kaaba suddenly opened up, and a female voice bade me to enter the inner sanctum of the Kaaba. I entered the Kaaba, and there, seated dressed in emerald green and wearing a white headdress with the words Al-Hayy, translated as the living, written in Arabic on the headdress, was Fatima. Now, this be Fatima al-Asad? Fatima bint Asad, who gave birth to Ali. Because here, Kaaba is shown, and the lady that has this white cover, because I saw a lady in my dream who sat on my bed. Like a black abaya, but the white cover would be they told me it's Fatima bint Asad, right? Or she told me, I don't know. But Fatima herself, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad, comes in complete black. And maybe this is the Fatima al-Asad who just gave birth to Ali in the Kaaba. So not only Prophet Muhammad's daughter's name was Fatima, but Imam Ali's mother's name was Fatima. So then how will you make the difference? That it was the Prophet's daughter or Imam Ali's mother? She bade me to sit in front of her and then commanded me to open my mouth. Laying next to her was the double-edged sword of Ali's Zulfiqar. I opened my mouth and she grabbed my tongue and pierced it with Zulfiqar. Instead of pain, however, I felt ecstasy and was transported into the next scene of the dream to a dazzling desert landscape whose sands consisted of flakes of pure, lustrous gold. You see, they're relying on dreams now, on visions they're having. I stood in this desert watching the sun rise, and as the sun rose, Fatima's face shone from within it, fully unveiled. The higher this imaginal sun rose to its meridian, the more it formed itself into various shapes and forms until it finally became the world tree, the tree of life, or the tree of reality, as I call it, whose roots reached into into every expanse of heaven and earth. I woke up. It was such a vivid dream, I can never forget it. Wahid Azal, Fatimiya Sufi order. Prophet's transmission on Fatima. Okay, now this is the daughter of the Prophet. Say, O Muhammad, I do not ask of you any reward for it, but love for my near kin. Surah 42, Shura. Sorry. Okay, I get confused. Surah 42, verse 23. According to Islamic scholarship and also that of the people of Bath, Fuqara, the love of the Prophet and those whom he loved, namely his near ones among his holy family, is an obligation and a sure pathway to achieve the love of God. In this regard, the love for Fatima is divinely sanctified, since she was the most loved one of the Prophet of love. The following are the sayings of Prophet Muhammad on his beloved daughter. The most beloved of my family to me is Fatima. Source, Al-Jami al-Saghir. Whoever hurts Fatima hurts me, and whoever hurts me hurts Allah. Exalted be His Majesty. Ibn Majah, Sunan. Ibn Majasunat. I never saw a man more beloved of the Apostle of Allah than Ali, or a woman more dear to him than Fatima on the authority of Aisha. And all this goes on, right? What else? Any divine qualities? The head of the women of paradise is Fatima. Wait a minute, let me see. Verily, God has weaned Fatima in Arabic. My daughter Fatima and her children and those who love. God has weaned Fatima and those who love them from the hellfire. Okay, weaned? And those who love them from the hellfire. And that is why she is named Fatima, Kanzal Omal. The head of the women of paradise is Fatima. If I were separated from the fruits of paradise, I would kiss Fatima. Fatima is part of me, and whoever pleases her pleases me. Al-Sawaik al-Muharraqa. So you see, Sufi orders, Shia or Irfaniyat, they might have these really wonderful experiences ecstatically, like being so ecstatic in this, overwhelming, having dreams, visions, that they're connected with Fatima, the creatrix. This is how they find out. Like one sheikh had, that Imam Hassan came to him and gave him knowledge through the tongue, giving his tongue into his mouth. Who was he? Sheikh, like things like that. So you all could have these experiences, outstanding, like Imam Hassan. On Friday night, I saw my mother standing in an arch of prayer. She was continuously kneeling, performing prostration till dawn broke. Then maybe Jibrail came, and God knows what was Jibrail says, Allama Iqbal has written, every tear drop of Fatima is taken as a pearl. Jibrail takes it. Oh Allah, belittle me in my eyes and glorify and magnify your station to me. But this is quite normal. A person can pray like this. The head of the women of paradise and all this, right? Now, how is a woman a creatrix? You may be having, like, if you go into prayers, Allama Rashid Turabi said, अपने रब की इतनी इबादत करके, pray to your Lord, worship your Lord so much, pray to your Lord, worship Him, that the, like, what is hidden becomes apparent to you. And so what you believe in may become apparent to you according to your belief. If you are Shia, if you are Christian, Jesus Christ may appear to you. If you are Shia, you might have dreams of Fatima Zahra, Sheikh As. What was his name? Sorry, I forgot it. No, the A is capital. Sheikh As-Sahra. There was a Sheikh, I can't remember his name now. Sheikh, Imam Hassan came in his dream and he had the tongue, gave him the tongue of knowledge. The Prophet Muhammad also gave him his tongue. Sheikh Asai. Sheikh As. Is it Sheikh Asai? Oh God, of a Sheikhi school. Shia Sheikh. Where is it really? This. Sheikhi school. But like if you've got that, great, like outstanding things coming to you, and you're going to say, no, this is our path. This my true path, yes. That's not right. And you say, oh, these are Sheikhism, Sheikhism. Sheikh Asai Ahmed. Twelver Shia doctrine. While grounded in traditional Twelver Shia doctrine, Shaykhism diverged from Usuli school in its interpretation of key ideas, such as the nature of the end times and the day of resurrection, the source of jurisprudential authority, and the proper hermeneutic to be employed in interpreting prophecy through the mystical writings of Twelver Imams. These divergences resulted in controversy and ongoing accusations of heresy from Usulis and Akhbaris. It has been described as a mystical strand of Twelver Shia Islam. As of 2001, there remained a following in Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Pakistan. Eschatology. The primacy force behind Ahmad's teachings is the belief of the occultation of the 12th Imam. Believers in this doctrine hold that the last divine ordained leader or Imam, he's also divine, lives in occultation and will appear as the promised Mahdi. So if you had dreams of Mahdi coming, sending you, like I had, also sending you the voice, Main hu aakhri imam, like that musical tone in your heart. You think you're something special, and that's it. Follow Shia Islam, otherwise you cannot be saved. Sheikh Ahmad al-Asai synthesizes rather dramatic descriptions. In other writings, mystical interpretation. In other writings, Sheikh Ahmad synthesizes rather dramatic descriptions of the origin of the prophets, the primal word, and other religious themes through allusions and mystical language. Much of this language is oriented around trees, specifically the primal universal tree of Eden. I think it's Sidrat al-Muntaha, described in Jewish scripture as being two trees. Now, if you listen to some that why they are called Hadus, some Muslim scholar, he will tell you that these Jews who worship trees, who are worshippers of trees, and what a miracle the Quran has, that how they are addressed when Shuaib says, my brother, nonsense. But I'm telling you, it may be coming from the Jews. So Sidrat al-Muntaha is a tree. It's mentioned in Surah Najm, described in Jewish scripture as being two trees. The primal tree is, in some ways, the universal spirit of the prophets themselves. The symbol of the pre-existent tree appears elsewhere in Sheikh Ahmad's writings. He says, for instance, that the Prophet and the Imams exist both on the level of unconstrained being or pre-existence, wherein they are the complete Word and the most perfect man, and on the level of constrained being. So all this, where's that one? Sheikh Ahmad at the age of 40 began to study in earnest in the Shia centers of religious scholarship, such as Karbala and Najaf. he had this Sheikh Ahmad As-Sa'i, that he was given like the tongue of Imam Hassan. Oh, then what happened to him? Reception in other religions. Babis and then Baha'is see Sheikh Azam as a spiritual ancestor of their movement, preparing the way for Bab and eventually Baha'u'llah. Now, could you say these people also are going to hell and they will be miserable? They are not miserable, the Babis. So each one rejoicing in their own mystical experiences. This one is a leader, come join, and all this. And I got Jesus, and I have Jesus' spirit. You know, some say, well, one lady was saying Imam Hussein came to her. She's in Canada now. Imam Hussein came in her dream. Let me see if I can find that. She's moved to Canada. Okay, I can't find that video, no copyright infringement. So all this, you see, but you do, these people, okay, I mean, do you realize that maybe Devi is giving you for free? Doesn't matter. Because the Hindus say it doesn't matter. Even Ismaili Imam says let them beat us, doesn't matter. So you have your experiences, but you may not recognize. No, I don't want you to recognize. Don't let it be. But don't push people into your religion and your cults and all this, please. This is what you people then go on doing. That I should not be rude to Imam Hussein or about Bibi Zainab because you had this outstanding thing. And what about, wait a minute, Shias? You say that Saudis have this. How can it be? In my dream, it came that Bibi Fatma Zahra's grave was not in Medina, Baqi, the graveyard in Medina. That it's somewhere else near what I was shown when I saw it. When I saw this Hindu guy, a Hindu man, Hare Krishna movement, in Israel showing us. I said, oh my God, it's like the water here, this. So, you see, how can you say Saudi Arabia doesn't? Because how do you know it's a Bibi Fatma Zahra's grave there? And it's not Fatima bint Asad's grave there in Jannat al-Baqi. And you keep crying that Saudi Arabia has rights, this, that. You don't even know the grave. Some of you then say, no, actually Imam Ali, we don't know the grave where Imam Ali buried her. Oh my God. And you're thinking this, some Fatima's grave in Jannat al-Baqi is Bi Fatma Zahra. I mean, how crazy can this get? And she doesn't have a roof. Her grave is so simple. It's burning with just put some, go and put some seeds there and maybe flowers will grow in the desert area. She doesn't need a roof on her grave. And anyways, how do you know that it is Fatima Zahra's grave when we are told that Imam Ali buried her in secret? And could he have buried her in Jannat al-Baqi? Baqi or Baqi. Oh my God. So if pronunciation is important for you, as it was very important for my friends, some of them. But I would just read the book not concentrate much on words, but Jean Valjean, not the French version of Jean Valjean, you know. And I get the story and you cry, and I really cried. Because that's the time I was separated from Miss Desai. It was like not even 1 year had passed, and I started to read Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. So you see, for you, maybe the accent, the thing may be important. If you want to be in drama English, go into, or in class, if the teacher says, let me see how your accent is. But what's important is you get the story without paying too much attention to the words and how you pronounce it and how you thing it. Because then the Hindu guru will come, he will be speaking in a broken language and you'll be laughing at him and he'll drive you nuts. Even though some people might think he's charismatic, they told me, but he's not going to attract you, Kalki Avatar. He's going, what did that he say? What I say? Now, if you want a Canadian accent from a Kalki Avatar, you will not get it. What he talking about like this? And maybe coming. Really, this accent thing also. What complexity is the world? But oh my God, one thing, you become so self-conscious about things, like self-conscious about your look, self-conscious about how you're pronouncing the word. First of all, this O-level friend of mine, she really make me very crazy, very self-conscious. Now, even scared. That, what will you do? Now, I'm mourning about the Miss Disa. And she's talking about how she wants to study and become independent. And, her accent is not as good as her, like her sister or something, because she's not born in Canada. Hey, yeah? Like, not born in Canada. Not born in Canada. That's why my accent is so, like, Layla. That is so good. And my other Christian friend also, really. Now, what happened is I get confused. Both of them, pain in the neck about this pronunciation. Now, I say pronunciation. I learned from American school what. Now, Libby, my friend, they say, what the pronunciation? Pronunciation. Oh, I say, oh, the only pronunciation I do is of Asteria when you're near. Miss Asteria, I see her name on the ditto in Karachi American School. And I say, I take the ditto to her. And I say, Miss Desai, isn't your name Asteria? And she said, yes. But they call you Asteria here. And she said, now I was bad in English, so bad I can tell you. She said, yes, here they call me Asteria. So see, Libby, she tell me, it is not the pronunciation, it's the pronunciation. What American school do to me? You yourself do to yourself.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation. And I keep saying pronunciation, pronunciation until, so people, I tell you, too much into this word and how English is speaking and that Saima Pir, oh God, gee, another one in before Libby. Oh my God, pain in the neck, I tell you, pain in the neck. But then I got more nightmares in my life that I never could. What Joanne, it's Joan of Arc. You see? So I read the Les Miserables. What? Crying. First year separation from his desire. I read this book sitting at home, not going to school. Sometimes people concentrate too much on this word and okay, you appreciate the literature. Now this Paramahamsa Vishwananda, he coming. How he coming with his English? You see? You will not be attracted to his English. You are too much into. I become like that in year 2000. Enjoying English, writing, and getting. Then I stop myself. I say, Zahra, you see how people enjoy English? Writing, admiring their English. I want to become like this authors, English, British authors. Then I start to admire my English, how I write on Facebook stories. And I'm enjoying, like admiring the words and the way. Oh, I feel this dangerous stuff coming in me. World coming in me. Not good. Zahra, stop it. When you stop it. So this way, you enjoy literature, but you not cry. You see, much importance you people give to words and how they are written and how they are pronounced. So if you want to be a writer, famous like Charlotte Bronte, but I tell you, even these English people, I live with them in London. They are not so hard on people. They don't laugh. They are not hard on foreigners. In fact, they put me on their head. You're English. I say, no. I say, what? I remember my friends. I say, you go to Pakistan and see how they speak. Grammarians and St. Josephine's convent school coming out. And, or some Pakistanis who go to Canada and USA. They come back saying, oh, we're from USA, this university, Harvard University, and this university, and Yale University, and Pale University. Oh, I'm Zahra Jawad from University of Wolverhampton, Internal Urban College. What? I'm Sam Appear from York University. Oh my God, it's become such a show. Huh, really. Thank God I went to London and saw that these Britishers and the others who come there, South Africans and Caribbean from Trinidad and oh, and yeah, these Europeans. Marcus, my friend, brother Marcus, Portuguese friend, really is. They're so simple. They're not like Pakistani. Oh, so much, too much into this English speaking and pronunciation, and I still say pronunciation. Kutte ki dum teri ki teri. They say in Urdu, the dog's tail, twisted, twisted, never becomes straight. What can we do? So this happening now. You see, you Shias, Sheikh Ahmad al-Asai, I think, Sheikh. What his name now? What Asai? Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Now, what the Shias have to say about him? Wait a minute. Let me give you this. Wiki-Shia has to say. No, this is Wikipedia. He observed how those who professed the faith of Islam had shattered its unity, sapped its force, perverted its purpose, and degraded its holy name. His soul was filled with anguish at the sight of the corruption and strife which characterized the Shia sect of Islam. Forsaking his home and kindred on one of the islands of Bahrain to the south of the Persian Gulf, he set out to unravel the mysteries of those verses of Islamic scriptures which foreshadowed the advent of a new manifestation. There burnt in his soul the conviction that no reform, however drastic, within the faith of Islam could achieve the regeneration of this perverse people. You know how sad it make me feel? Now I'm reading like a robot. But if I don't read like a robot, I'll be crying here. I will not be able to read. I will be keeping silent every now and then. He knew that nothing short of a new and independent revelation, as attested and foreshadowed by the sacred scriptures of Islam, now there's another one coming here, could revive the fortunes and restore the purity of that decadent faith. Nabil Azam, the Dawnbreakers, has written what Sheikh Asai felt. Baha'is faith describes a spiritual awakening as follows. Little is documented about the early life of Sheikh Ahmad, except that he was born in Al-Ahsa in the northeast of the Arabian Peninsula to a Shia family with Sunni ancestry in either the year 1166 AH or 1157 AH. Nabil's narrative, A History of the Baha'i Faith, describes his spiritual awakening as follows, which I read out earlier. And while it is unclear how much of Nabil's interpretation is consistent with Sheikh Ahmad's true feelings, So, I had to leave all this aside. And if you think I'm cool or I'm trying to be modern, no. No one can say exactly the true feelings of someone, the underlying motivations for reform, and ultimately for messianic expectation become somewhat clearer. Education and mission, dreams and visions. This is what I was speaking about, and this is what I was searching for here. He experienced a series of dreams and visions. In one such dream recounted by him, he believed that he was granted permission to transmit knowledge by each of the 12 Imams. In another dream, he saw Imam Hassan teaching him Quranic verses. Now, where else did I read that? No, there was another one, more than this, in detail, that Imam Hassan gives him the tongue, honey, it tastes of very sweet. And Prophet Muhammad even comes, I think, or maybe not. Well, we'll have to go to Ex-Shia now, but I thought I read it in Wikipedia about him. This is the problem. What is blowing the trumpet? See who is telling you all these things? Mithal, form, mithal. Oh God. Place of Imams in the creation. Existence and quality. Works. Where the dreams and demise. Finish. So Sheikh Hasai had this dream that Imam Hassan had come and all this. I think they've just wiped it out from Wikipedia now. Or maybe I can't see it here. Where I saw it before. Or I thought I did. Let me go here. Oh God. Look at this. These Muslims fighting. The Wahhabi threat to the Bahrain region impelled the Sheikh to leave Al-Ahsa by the early 1790s. So sad. He performed pilgrimage to Mashhad. Imam Ali Raza's tensions seem to have developed between Asai and some of the notables of Yazd. Who are the Yazd now? Relationship to Shaykhism. Asai is generally regarded today as the founder of Shaykhi school of Shiism, an essentially orthodox movement, which nevertheless still viewed with suspicion by the mass of Shiite ulama. In many ways, this view is incorrect. There's no reason to believe that the sheikhs ought to bring into existence a separate body, an ecclesiola, as it were, within the system of Twelver Shiism. To the end of his life, he stressed the orthodoxy of his views. Such a problem with these Muslims, I tell you. Early dreams and visions have been noted above. One another occasion, he dreamt that he was taught verses by Imam Hassan to enable him to call on the Imams whenever he required an answer to any problem. On two occasions, once with Imam Hassan and once with Muhammad, he claimed to have undergone what appears to have been a form of initiatory ritual involving the drinking of saliva from the mouth of the Imam or Prophet. Here it is. You see that? Oh. But all this, you see, shooting into different branches, and each one suspicious of the other, that maybe because he came from the Sunni side, he wants to change the face of Shiaism. No one can even believe in his dreams. The Shiites chucked him out. And so there had to come forth the Shaykhi school from Shiaism. Since God cannot be comprehended and men cannot derive the teachings of religion directly from him, he must choose a mediator who knows him through revelation and conveys to men those matters which conduce to their welfare. Now, it could be very dangerous, in this person I saw recently. Imagine if, I mentioned Sheikh Muhammad and all this, but just imagine, right? I'm just saying imagine. Because if these people are coming up and saying just imagine what I want. Oh, it was horrible. Like they could choke people out. And if this man is doing Bitcoin and he's rich, so God speaks to man through various ways. Oh my God. And he spoke like a leader, like I could see a very wise man, very sensible, very like how to speak to a person. The other woman was but he himself was a gone case, I felt. But you see, but very like speaking like a king, like to a low subject and putting everyone down except himself. He's the true one. Very dangerous. And if he had the wealth and the power and the leadership that Sheikh Muhammad has, he's a Sheikh Muhammad lookalike. I even told him that you are a Western Sheikh Muhammad lookalike. Sheikh Muhammad bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Imagine what our case would have been here. I would have been dead by now. I mean, I really wanted to commit suicide. And I really didn't want to get up. I was sleeping. And I really didn't want to be here. But I know that no one can help me. Imagine. I mean, what I went through, Shias in Dubai. Imagine if Sheikh Muhammad got up, showed you, all the challenged people mentally, this, that, he's helping bring them on. He's brought them on YouTube, his channel. Right? I'm helping them. And they are ecstatic. Look at the life I have given these mentally challenged, and we are taking care of even turtles on the sea. And the whole atmosphere, the environment we are protecting. And God, and he, and Sheikh Muhammad gets up and says, today Prophet Muhammad came in my lucid dream and has told me I'm the only one who has connection with Prophet Muhammad. That's why you Shias are all miserable cases. come to me. Since you've come to me now, come on, Shias in Dubai. Because God, through me, you get the grace, you will get money. They don't say money, but like affluence, wealth, blessings of Prophet Muhammad through me. Listen to me. Lord Chaitanya, Prophet Muhammad, and Allah. Right? God speaks to very few. I mean, if God has to speak to man, he speaks to a messenger or something like this. What if this man, then we will be choked, we'll be dead. Just think, right, what my condition was. He says, Shias also, so come to me. Sorry, I have to take the example of Prophet Muhammad. Like this man just reminded me, looked at like, oh, sorry, Sheikh Muhammad. Right? I'm the one. Through me, you understand. Be here 30 days, 40 days challenge I give you. No, 30 days in Ramadan. Shias, you also come here. Right? He says to them, to us Shias, like you will be affluent, you will be happy. Here is heaven in Dubai. Oh God, I mean, the Shias I know here who are very, very rich, like Hussein Sajwani. Come here, Hussein, come here. Oh my God, now he has to listen to the Sheikh. Right? You can't say no to the Sheikh. Here I am. Right? You don't know. You are happy, you are affluent. Every corner, this thing, we have mosques. Maybe not really, I mean, what this? Just imagine, like, I'm not saying it's happened. Thank God it hasn't happened. That Sheikh Muhammad one day gets up and says, I've seen Prophet Muhammad in my dream and I'm the only one. As if other Muslims have not seen Prophet Muhammad in their dream and all this. And so, he's told him, oh my goodness, that you are the one to impart my the knowledge. The Quran ayats, just go online, start on this Ramadan. Right? Oh God. What are you Shias going to do? You'll be choked to death if you don't join him. Oh goodness. How will you feel? You'll feel trapped. Now he's got you. Your Sheikh has got you. For an example, I'm giving an example, right? All these other Shaykhi school who have claimed to see Imam Hassan or Prophet Muhammad giving them the saliva, that's where the knowledge, you get the tongue, all gone. Let's say, for example, Ahmad Mirza. Ahmad Mirza. This poor guy got the same thing, right? Many joined him. Now you see, the ones who joined him, they weren't trapped like this. He wasn't showing that he's a humanitarian, helping, come to me for maybe, but I don't know how people joined him, Muslims, who became then Ahmadis. He claimed to have been divinely appointed as the promised Messiah and Mahdi, which is the metaphorical second coming of Jesus. I don't know what his style was. He advocated a peaceful propagation of Islam and emphatically argued against the permissibility of military jihad under circumstances prevailing in the present age. Even though we say there are many enemies of Islam. By the time of his death, he had gathered an estimated 400,000 followers, especially within the United Provinces, the Punjab and Sindh, and had built a dynamic religious organization. Lineage and family. Mughal family. The best thing would be, look at His Highness Hazir Imam. He doesn't I got so scared, right? What if a Muslim leader does this? From wherever, Saudi Arabia, King Salman, what will you Shias do? And the other branches of Islam? So those who have been Ismailis, Fatimid dynasty, Egelmont, this is his estate, Ali Muhammad Agha. Well, he can be like, I would say Shias, when Imam Mahdi is going to come, do you think he's going to take donations? Something? He might have an Egelmont estate. 10 of them. He has to be very rich to conquer the world. He gets unseen wealth. Wealth from the unseen, like Hazrat Maryam used to get fruits and all. Khurak. Food from heaven. So if this Imam is rich, why are you blaming him? There was Hazrat Suleiman. Devils used to work for him. Even when someone criticized the Sheikh, I'm not talking big. I could be I could have developed enmity because of this exposing Islam. Also, against the sheikhs. But one time someone said that you sheikhs are hypocrites and this and that. So I commented that he could be King Suleiman. Of course, in Islam we're allowed to enjoy the wealth. King Solomon did. You can have, and moreover, you don't even have to share your wealth with others. I think King Solomon was told, Hazrat Suleiman, you don't have to share your wealth with others, but as you please. This is what I gathered from a Quran ayat, if I can find it. It is quite right and practical what the Quran is saying here, that the wealthy must share their wealth with the poor and the needy. O believers, do not let your wealth or your children divert you. No, there's a Quran ayat, I thought. Hazrat Suleiman was told, I've given you untold wealth. I gave Solomon, no, wait a minute, Solomon, I gave you, doesn't God say, untold wealth, which you may share or you may not share with others. Maybe it's in Surah Hud. Even your Muslims don't know about this ayat, I think. O Shoaib, does your prayer command you that you should abandon what our forefathers worshipped? He said, I am sent to you with a clear warning. Surely we send Nuh to his people, limits of divine law, respite. Surah Hud. I can't find it now, but I think I have to find it. Suleiman, where is that? Or Surah Sabah. It is not your wealth or children to bring you closer to us. See, there are ayats like this. But there's an ayat that says, doesn't it say, I gave Suleiman wealth? Now Google doesn't know which ayat it is from the Quran. Oh God, Suleiman in... I have to search it like this. So we made Suleiman to understand it, and each one we gave wisdom, knowledge. Our praises, let me see. Here we come to the Shia one, Shia website. But it's the Quran ayats, okay? And it's the same, please don't misunderstand. Surah 21, ayat 78. And Dawood and Suleiman, when they gave judgment concerning the field, were bearers of witness. So we gave Suleiman to understand it, we gave wisdom, we were the doers. And we taught him making of the coats, and we made subservient to Suleiman the wind, blowing violent, pursuing course. And of the rebellious people, there were those who died for him. Not rebellious people, they're shaitan. Okay, maybe, I don't know. And we gave knowledge to Dawood, and they both said, praise be to Allah who has made us excel many of his believing servants. And Suleiman was Dawood's heir, and he said, O men, We have been taught the language of birds and we have been given all things. Most surely this is manifest grace. Grace. Manifestly grave. And this host of the jinn and the men and the birds were gathered to him, and they were formed into groups until when they came to the valley of Namal, enter your houses. Surya Namal maybe also crush you while the ants. So he smiled and I should good do as thou art pleased. And he reviewed the birds. I was most punished. And he tarried not long. Where is it? Surely I found a woman ruling over. I found her and her people adoring the sun. Ruling. You see, here is a pagan woman, a polytheist, who's ruling over. Wow, amazing. But Solomon got her. Musibat. That they do not make obeisance to Allah, who brings forth what is hidden in the heavens and the Allah. There is no God but He. He said whether you have whether you are take this letter, show Chief Suleiman saying. Now who's taking the letter? Kabutar, Kabutar. Kabutar is going. Do you think Suleiman fooled this Bilqis? She said, "Oh chiefs, give me advice respecting my affair. I never decide an affair. Let him win. Let Suleiman win now." They said, "We are possessors of strength and possessors of mighty prowess, and the command is yours. Therefore see what you will command." She said, "Surely the kings, when they enter a town, ruin it and make the noblest of its people to be low. I don't think so. Not all kings do that. And surely I'm going to send a present to them." So when he came to Suleiman, he said, "What, will you help me with wealth? But what Allah has given me is better than what He has given you." When she came to, "Nay, you are exultant because of your the emissary. Go back to them, so we will, chiefs, which of you can throne? One, the jinn or the bird, or who was he? One Afrit brought the throne. Solomon is working with jinns and shaitan. He said, after her throne for her, we will see whether she follows the right way. So when she came, it was said, "Is your throne like this?" So now her throne is ghaibed, disappeared, and it's gone to Solomon through a Afrit who said, "I can bring it at the wink of my eye." And what does she worship besides Allah prevented her? Surely she was an unbelieving people. Her legs were, Suleiman, great expense of water bared her legs, and we made the wind subservient. They made for him what he pleased of fortresses. Well done. So let me see. I was trying to tell the men there, the sheikhs, this is the wealth given to them by God, right? And they can share it, or they not the need to share it. That's what Solomon was told. I cannot find that ayat. Travel to the night, day, scattering. And we give Solomon Dawood most excellent servant. Surely he was frequent in returning to Allah, swift running, set the prayers over. I prefer the good things, such as this. Now the horses, he did not just slash, maybe he was affectionate towards the horses, bring them. But here it says again, began to slash their legs and necks. And suddenly we tried Solomon and impure kingdoms not. He said, "My Lord, do thou forgive me and grant me a kingdom which is not fit for being inherited by anyone after me." Then we made the wind subservient to him. Was surely nearness to us. Maybe he said, "My Lord, forgive me." Maybe it's in this Surah 38, ayat 35. Surah 38, ayat 35. After this surah, Surah 38, ayat 35. Oh God, Surah Saad. Hud, I was searching. He said, "My Lord, forgive me. Indeed, you are the bestower." Let's see, maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. He said, "My placed him." So now God is testing him too. He tested Bilqis. So we subjected to him the wind blowing by his command gently wherever he directed. And also the devils, every builder and diver, shayateen, and others bound together in irons, chains, Allah bichare, bound, and others bound in chains. We said, "This is our gift, so grant or withhold without account." Here it is, 39. It's maybe Pakistanis or some Asian saying, "Why not money going to Kashmir? Why sheikhs not helping Kashmir against Hindus?" Right? Maybe this Sheikh Muhammad, our Sheikh, like Solomon. Such are our bounties, whether thou bestow them on others or withhold them. No account will be asked. To Solomon. So this is what I was telling some years back when I had joined a page on Facebook. بغير حساب, without account. 39. Without account, see? So don't blame the sheikhs. Blame your God, Allah. Muslims from Pakistan, Asia, wherever you are, Bangladesh, India, criticizing sheikhs. Thank you very much. I will continue later. Not that I'm trying to... right? Chamchagiri flatter sheikhs. Already I could be in grave trouble. God knows when I will end up in the prison. Thank you so much. I will continue later.